Shout out to the real.
Hey.
Herbs, what's happening, baby? How you doing?
Oh, it's so dark
What's
over
happening, Doc?
here.
Tell the people.
Yo,
Shout out to my boy
listen,
Ed.
listen. Shout out to the real. Y'all know what time it is. Right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm traveling. I'm about to dip real quick. But, you know what I'm saying? I had to chime in real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Grace, you the best. You know what I'm saying? Keep informing people of what needs to be informed. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing this. I remember when you started, you know what I'm saying? You started from the bottom, and now you here. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's
Like,
right.
so listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're about to come over there. Well, I'm about to come over there. I'm about to come live on your farm. You know what I'm saying? You got like 100 acres.
You're so silly.
Nah,
I
but yo, listen.
appreciate the support. Definitely appreciate the support
it's
and the
all
confidence and me and what it is that I'm doing. I appreciate everything that, you guys are doing to take this information that we're spreading and inform other people. That's what it's really about is, opening up people's minds and not leaving everyone in the dark. When we have something that we know is good, it's our responsibility to share it with the people that we care about. The people, anybody who listens, it's our responsibility. So thank you guys for all of your support.
Shout out to the real, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love the real.
I gotta promote
Dysfunctional
this.
store.
I
We
gotta
got
promote
that
it.
dysfunctional. I can copy our flag. Let's make it a
movement,
baby. Let's make it a movement.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I get mine.
Yo, listen, man. Yo,
let's
get
right to it. Let's get right to it.
I love y'all, man.
Let's
do
get
what
into
y'all gotta do. I'm be watching. I'm traveling. Again, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Again, listen. Make sure you tell these people about the fake CMOS with like fruits. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people fail to realize that, you know what I'm saying, you cannot have CMOS with fruits. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to educate these individuals, let these individuals know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? And yo, let's get it, man. Yo, shout out to the real, shout out Highly Dysfunctional, shout out Grace, you know what I'm saying? We here, man. Yo, I love y'all. Do what y'all do. Listen, I'm gonna tap in, you know what I'm saying? But
tap in, Ed. We gotta get to the show, man. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Get to the show.
See you later, Ed.
So let's get to it, man. Dr. Grace, tell the people what you do.
So for those of you who don't know, I see a lot of my followers on here, but I am Dr. Grace, PhD herbalist, holistic health practitioner, herbal nutritionist. I'm here for all of your pretty much healthcare needs when it comes to holistic health, as well as the fact that I've been in the healthcare field for over 20 years. So I come with a wealth of knowledge from both ends, right? So I'm able to bridge the gap that a lot of people aren't able to bridge. When people have conversations and they're like, oh, doctors just want money, I'm able to break it down to you and explain how this whole thing works and how everything will work to benefit you. And it comes full circle and it really leads back to holistic health and how this is the way for us to go and for us to really heal our bodies, because we have so many things going on that we don't understand. A lot of us seem to think that as we get older, we develop these illnesses and ailments in our bodies. But what we don't understand is that from the time that we're infants, from the time that our mothers are pregnant with us, they are being pumped full of poison. So when we're born, we have already, which we don't acknowledge, is pre-existing conditions. And those pre-existing conditions are the fact that we're already fucked up, right? So, as we're growing and we're consuming formula and eating McDonald's and candies and gummies and all these things, all it's doing is making, these situations worse. But by the time we get up to our 40s and 50s, it's just now beginning to manifest itself. These symptoms are just now beginning to manifest themselves. So a lot of us think as we get older, these issues come. No, they're already festering in there. They're festering in there for decades. We're just now being able to see the symptoms. So, what we like to do is talk about how to prevent these. We like to talk about how to heal yourself naturally, how to avoid these, how to avoid passing down, because, I always say that, say that there's nothing genetic, right? These illnesses, these diseases are not hereditary, but what is hereditary are the recipes that we're sharing, the behaviors that we're exhibiting, having birthday parties with icing and cake and candies. Those things are what's passed down. Those things are what's hereditary. So if I'm sitting next to you and I'm drinking in a club with you and I'm busting down all the shrimp and baked mac and cheese and ribs with you, you and I, my brother, are going to come down with the same illnesses.
Yeah.
That's why it seems to be hereditary, but it's not, you know?
So
So that's pretty much it. I hope that wasn't too much.
I got a few questions.
I'm here.
So how did you get into this? You said you've been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
So what was the beginning? How did it start?
You know, I started off as like a little receptionist in Spring Valley at a doctor's office, you know.
Shout out to the real.
Doing Spring Valley at a doctor's office, you know, and I just kept climbing up, medical assistant, blah, 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 all of that. But when I became a paramedic, I started to see a lot of young people in wheelchairs with kidney failure, with different types of illnesses that they shouldn't have had, like 20-year-olds with high blood pressure, you know, 18-year-olds having heart attacks, things of that nature. And I was like, there's got to be more than this whole sheet of medication that they're getting. There's something wrong with that. When you watch the commercials and they list 50 side effects, but then they still tell you to take it, that is a problem. And what are these things doing to us that's causing these side effects? We have to think about that, right? Something is causing that. Something is being introduced into our bodies that's causing that. So these are things that, you know, I wanted to get into and I wanted to understand. And that was my goal. My goal was to open up a holistic health facility that just catered to low-income people, and that I can really heal them naturally through herbs, through coloring, through music therapy, all of that. But, you know, within the past, I would have to say 3 years, I got a little I don't want to say sidetracked, but I started developing interest in other areas. And I didn't want to open the facility anymore. I really wanted to just focus on specific clients or specific people. So that's how I got
people that want your services.
People that really want to do this. Yeah. So.
And a lot of people, and I hope everybody that's watching and people that's going to watch in the future as we continue to build this platform, this is important because a lot of Black people are not educated and taught about these things as young, taught what's going into our bodies. I know we just eat whatever's at the table. We buy whatever's good.
Yeah.
I know that's the way I was raised. And a lot of people don't know the things that's put in the body. And now you're dealing with the COVID vaccine, and people don't want to take that either. And people are getting mad at people, hate each other, want to beat each other up. But you got to understand, America has a long history of poisoning us. Even we've all been poisoned by America, told to take stuff. And what y'all don't know is, and what I'm starting to realize even more, the power of his word, seek and you shall find. Yes. You got to go be your own. You got to be self-taught here in America because you got a lot of media, you got a lot of corporations behind the media feeding a lot of garbage. And that's why this conversation is so, so important, because I want you people to know what to look for when you go into the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? What to buy. And alternatives for people that got diabetes 1, 2, like myself. I got a long history of heart disease and strokes in my family. And I lost a few people and friends to that already this year. Rest in peace, Kev Coles. Rest in peace, Big Warren.
Yeah.
Shout out to the real. Let's get back to it. So that's why this conversation is so important. So,
and there's
what are some of the common products that you see that we talk about CMOS? Let's talk about CMOS, because nowadays that's like a new trend. Everybody got the CMOS. Let's talk about it. So let's talk about the benefits of CMOS and why you should have it.
So before we get into it, let me just touch a little bit on alkalinity, right? So a lot of people are familiar with Dr. Sabi and other doctors or holistic health healers, and we talk about alkalinity. You see alkaline water in the stores, things of that nature, and you're like, what exactly is this? Basically, what it's saying is that if your body is alkalized at a level of around 7.5 pH, that your body is more healthy than bad. Your body has more alkalinity than acid in it. So if there's any disease or any illness trying to fester, it won't prevail because your body's alkaline. Your body's going to be able to fight this stuff off, right? So that being said, we want to make sure that we're consuming enough minerals daily, because we realize that vitamins are bullshit, right? When we were younger, we were eating Flintstones, and we realized that these over-the-counter vitamins are bullshit. They're filled with preservatives. All of them, every single one of them daily, because we realized that vitamins are bullshit, right? When we were younger, we were eating Flintstones, and we realized that these over-the-counter vitamins are bullshit. They're filled with preservatives. All of them, every single one of them. You have to, let me tell you, think about it like this, right? Things that are good for you, they have expiration dates. And I'm not talking about written on it. I'm talking about when you go to a farm and you get an apple, or you get, I don't know, a pepper. that pepper is only going to last on your table for 48 hours to 72 hours, right? And it goes bad because it's natural. These things are going to die off. But if you go into a store, Walgreens, CVS, whatever, and you see these bottles of vitamins, why is the shelf life 4 or 5 years? What is it that's in here that is unnatural that is allowing it to last that long, right? We have preservatives in there that's allowing it to last that long, which is chemicals made in the lab. We have gums that allow it to stick together and hold its form. And when we consume that, we're only getting about 30% of whatever vitamin it is that we're getting. The rest of it is bullshit that we're getting, right? So what does that do inside of our bodies, right? Our body's treating it as a foreign body. So now you're taking calcium, you're taking fish oil, you're taking iron, all of this thinking that you're going to feel better. And when you consume it, now your body's like, what the heck are you giving me? Now I have to fight to break this stuff down. I have to treat it as an invader. And you're using, you're exerting extra energy in your body that you could be using to heal, that you could be using to get over your anxiety, that you could be using to, you know, bring your blood pressure down. You're using that to fight off of these gums and preservatives and stuff that you've ingested, just trying to be healthy, right? So that is that. So when it comes to CMOS, you know, we understand that our bodies are composed of 102 minerals, right? We now know that. We didn't know that before. Our body's composed of 102 minerals. And in order to have these 102 minerals, we want natural minerals. CMOS provides 92 of those 100 minerals, and Bladderwrack provides the additional 10 that we need, right? Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that CMOS does not provide 100% of each mineral. You may get 10% selenium, 20% iron, 30% magnesium. So you still have to make sure that your diet is healthy and you're still getting all of the rest, you know, you're still able to supplement that, right? But when it comes to CMOS, because it blew up, because everybody realizes how nutrient rich and beneficial it is, people started selling CMOS from anywhere, right?
Doing it crazy.
And they started lying. And these people who are selling the CMOS, these people who are selling CMOS are out here. They're very dangerous. And I want to say this about CMOS. One of the things that's so important to me is that CMOS is supposed to be something that is almost like a help all, not a cure all. But they recommend that for people with high blood pressure. And with high blood pressure, you can't have too much sodium. You can't have too much salt. But the CMOS that we see has all these chunks of salt on it, right? It's gummy. Gummy anything cannot be made into a powder, yet there's CMOS powder. So how do you get CMOS powder from gummy? That's one thing. Two, where's the salt coming from? CMOS does not grow in the water. I want to make that very clear to everyone. Chondrus crispus CMOS, which is the CMOS that Dr. Sebi referred to in his videos. Dr. Sebi is the reason why everyone started consuming CMOS, because Lisa Left Eye Lopez was like, I'm on a fast. I'm consuming this stuff called CMOS from a doctor in Honduras named Dr. Sebi, right? People were like, oh, what is CMOS? Dr. Sebi specifically named it as Chondrus crispus. Chondrus crispus is not yellow, okay? This particular Chondrus crispus is not yellow. It's not gold. It's not gummy. It does not have salt on it. And he said that. Matter of fact, let me show you guys what a piece of CMOS look like as I'm talking, right? So
shout out to the real.
There are a lot of people who are just trying to make a buck, and they're hurting people. They're really hurting people. The CMOS should be growing out of a rock, because that's where it gets its minerals from. It gets its minerals from the rocks. If anybody's telling you that the CMOS, they have divers and stuff, run, because you cannot dive into a rock. You'll have a concussion, you'll die, right? So,
unless you me.
Oh gosh. So let me just show you guys. I'm just gonna open up this bag and just show you what the CMOS that you're looking for should look like. And I know a lot of people have not seen this, but this is what the natural CMOS should look like. Okay? This is what it should look like.
It should be black?
That's not black. It's actually purple when you rehydrate it. It's like purple, but you don't.
I'm blind.
There's no salt on here, right? And the scientific name for it is Chondrus crispus, which means curly cartilage. You see how curly that is? And it's very thin. It's not gummy. It's dry, right? So this is the CMOS that you're going to be looking for when you're looking for CMOS. If it does not look like that, do not buy it, because you don't know what you're consuming and where it came from. That stuff is filled with a bunch of bullshit. You don't know where it came from. And another thing is that CMOS does not come from Jamaica, okay? It does not come from the Caribbean. A lot of people are selling CMOS from the Caribbean. that is not the CMOS that you want. You want the CMOS that's from the Atlantic coast. As Dr. Sabi said, the Atlantic cold water CMOS, which is naturally going to be purple because it's cold water CMOS. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. This is just some, things to look out for. With CMOS, you're going to, no, all CMOS definitely does not look like that, but we're talking about high quality CMOS that is going to help you.
We're dealing with the best.
Yeah, that is the highest quality right there. There are some CMOSs that are that color and mixed with like a yellow color, like a golden color. But when it's mixed with that, a lot of people don't understand that it comes from a place where the salt water meets the fresh water, meaning that it has less nutrients in it. So we don't want that. Right?
Let me ask you something. But some people get that CMOS and break it down.
What do you mean break it down?
What do they break it down to? They sell like gels. Like some people take it with a spoon. They got little things.
Well, that's what you do with that. You soak it, and you soak it, and then you boil it and you make your CMOS.
Like applesauce. Like I had something that tastes. It looked like applesauce.
Let me show you. I have some CMOS right now soaking. This is a quick little lesson. I have some soaking right now, and this is what it looks like as it's soaking. That's what the CMOS is going to look like. Mm-hmm. So after this, I'm going to boil this, and then I'm just going to put it in a mason jar, and it'll turn into CMOS gel. But you have to be very careful when you're purchasing pre-made things from people, because you don't know what they're putting in it, where they're getting it from, what their house is like, or wherever they're preparing it. You want to be very careful with that, because people can give you anything. So it's always better to just buy it and make it yourself, and you'll get more bang for your buck if you make it yourself. So you definitely want to be careful with that stuff. So that's that.
Do you sell it?
I do. I sell CMOS in capsule form, and I sell it raw.
And yeah. Where are some good spots to buy that? For the regular people that don't know, the best spot to buy it is right here at the Honest Herb Store. But where else could you buy it?
Of course. Yeah, that's the best place to buy it. Honest Herb Store. I honestly cannot recommend any physical locations that you can buy it from, because everybody's selling bullshit. If you if you get it from the islands, they'll sell it to you for like $7 a pound, but they're selling you death. What it does is it creates more mucus in your body, and a lot of people don't realize that the more mucus we have in our body, the more disease and illness is able to stick to our organs. Okay, so you're taking this for healing, and people are taking advantage of you and making you even more ill with that. So online, you can buy it from myself. You can buy it from, I know Bolingo Balance. They have it. I don't even know who else has Good Conscious Christmas, because
you sell it right here at the Honest Herb Store.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know I have it.
So let me ask you something. So dealing with diabetes, what are some of the herbs that you can take when people dealing with high blood pressure, like myself, diabetes, keep the circulation, anything of that nature, any type of heart disease? What are some type of herbs that you can take and you recommend?
So before you do that, you want to focus on your diet, because you want to create an environment for the herbs to thrive. You don't want to waste your money, and then you're just taking herbs and it's not going to help you, right? So for anything that you really want to work good, dairy. It's so important that we cut out dairy. It's so important that we cut out any type of shellfish, sugar, oils. These things are going to contribute to the decline in our health, right? Also, you want to make sure that if you can't do anything else, make sure that you are drinking a gallon or close to a gallon of natural spring water daily. Stay away from the water that says alkaline water and has a pH level on it. Anything that has a specific pH level on it was created in the lab. That's why they tell you what the pH is. That alkaline water, that Essentia crap, that 88 pH, stay away from that. You want natural spring water. You want Aquapana, Mountain Valley, Crystal Geyser, Deer Park. These are the ones that you want. Essentia, whatever it's called. You don't want that stuff. You don't want Avion and Poland Spring and all that stuff, because it's garbage water. You want natural spring water. So, drink at least a gallon of water. So when it comes down to the herbs, it's important that we understand that herbs come in different forms. We have it in powder, root, cut and sifted, barks. We have all of that stuff. But for diabetes, we're not just going to focus on the symptom, because diabetes is the symptom, right?
Mhm.
That's what manifested itself, that
The
symptom.
cause, yeah, the cause, everything.
So the cause is that you have low pancreatic function levels, right? The cause is that your body is not able to produce the insulin the way that it needs to break the food down, or that it's producing too much insulin, right? So when we're focusing on diabetes, we want to focus on bitter things. So bitter melon is something that's excellent. It's an herb, and it's actually also like a veggie. It looks like a zucchini. Bitter melon is really good for that. Nopal cactus, that's really good for that. You can also get that in a herb form, or you can actually go to the grocery store and you can eat it. You can grind it up, you can make a juice out of it, and you can eat that. And that's going to help to lower your blood sugar levels. Bitter foods, the bitter herbs, that's what's going to assist you with your pancreatic function level and help to increase that. But you want to stay hydrated. You want to continue to drink water. As for your heart, as for high blood pressure, right? High blood pressure is a big thing. High blood pressure, a lot of people have, and we have to understand what high blood pressure is. Long story really short, most people who have high blood pressure, they have a lot of calcification in their veins, and it makes it very narrow. So the blood is not able to get through it the way it needs to, so the pressure is building up. So we have to work on decreasing the calcification in our veins, in our arteries, and the way to do that, even outside of herbs, is going to be slowly wean yourself off of the foods that are not good for you. Slowly wean yourself off of foods that are going to make your heart go like this, right? Cut that sugar out. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop eating freaking over-the-counter vitamins and stuff, right? Let's stop eating stuff with ingredients that we are not familiar with. Start drinking water. Flush yourself with water. But for herbs, you want to focus more on the iron herbs. So you're going to get burdock root is good for that. Quassia, dandelion root, yellow dock is good for that, cocomeca. So these are all herbs that you could take. You can make it into a tea form or a tonic form, and you could just drink it 2 or 3 times a day. And that's going to significantly assist you with that. And while cleansing the blood, it's also going to flush it to where if you have any addictions, if you drink a lot of alcohol, if you smoke a lot or anything like that, if you have sugar cravings, it's going to flush the crap out of your blood, and you'll wake up and have no desire to consume that anymore.
Mm.
That was a lot.
Mm.
That was
so, and we can buy all this stuff from you at the Honest Herb Store.
I do have that stuff on my website. Yes.
All right.
And I also make custom orders. Like if someone doesn't know what it is that they need to be purchasing, there's a section called special orders, and you can just purchase a custom blend and just let me know. Listen, I'm having problems with this, and then I'll go ahead and put something.
So you talk to people directly.
Yeah,
you interact with them. They're interacting with you.
I do consultations for people who have more serious illness, like cancer and lupus, things like that. People who have more serious or terminal illnesses. I do consultations, but for the most part, you could just hit me up in the email and be like, this is what I need, this is what's going on, and I'll be able to put it together for you.
Shout out to the real. And check this out. So let's talk about this, man. People go into fast food. Let's talk about the dangers of fast food. And a lot of people, because I wanted to know this, and I wanted to know why McDonald's fries taste different. And the difference is, and I'm willing to take this risk, and I want to tell McDonald's right now that they used to make the fries in beef fat. You know what I'm saying? That's why the fries were so good. And if they do that, I'm willing to die for that. Shout out to the real. But anyway, let's talk about the fast food industry and the foods and the products they do. And a lot of people don't know American foods are not really respected nowhere.
Well, let me
tell nowhere in the
when
world.
It comes to McDonald's fries are not made out of real potatoes, which is why the fries taste like that. If you ever notice it, you don't get little crackhead fries in McDonald's. They're all the same exact length. They're all the same exact width. No potato grows that big that's natural to the earth. No potato grows that big. McDonald's, they clone their potatoes. They have them on a farm, and it's said that they have to spray so many chemicals in there for it to get its taste, for it to get the texture, that after they spray the chemicals, no one can enter there for 4 days. Okay? That's how strong, that's how potent the chemicals are. Okay, in the McDonald's fries. And here we are, and we're addicted to it, right? Just like with Coca-Cola, they was putting Coke in there. We become addicted to it because they've already got it down to a science. They know what's going to trigger what hormones or endorphins in the brain that's going to have us become addicted to it. So they're going to continue to put that in there, right? Leave that alone. That's not good. And you know, again, when it comes to the fast food industry, can I just pull it back a little bit? Yeah, I got to pull it back a little bit. I wanted to touch on this because that'll be the segue. You know, right now, the times that we're in, right? We all understand that there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of questionable behaviors going on. The people making the decisions are doing some real messed up stuff. They've been doing it for a while, but now they're kind of like in your face, like, what are you going to do about it? This is what we're doing, right? If you never thought about it, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist, but I want you to really think about this, right? And it's called population control, right? So they came out with a survey and they said that first they said this: in order for for the world to thrive with the food and the mineral resources that we have, and it be bountiful, everybody be chilling or whatever the case may be, we can only have in the world between 10 and 13 billion total, all of the countries, regions, continents, whatever, right? 10 to 13 billion people. Right now, in 2021, we topped out at 7.9 billion people that we have, right? By the end of the year, probably be more people are having kids, but then again, people are dying too, right? So right now we're at 7.9 billion people in the world, right? Remember, we're trying to stay between 10 and 13, right? So last year, an article came out, and an article by the CDC said that the way that we're going right now, they're projecting that by 2100, we're going to have a total of 23 billion people in the world. That's not going to work because we can only have between 10 and 13 and be able to thrive, right? That's what they came out with. That's what they came out with early last year, right? Now all of a sudden, oh no, we're good. You know, we reevaluated, and you know the numbers are good. It's showing that we'll probably have about 11 billion people in 2100. Okay, so we went down 12 billion people in a year. And y'all mean to tell me y'all really think that all of this stuff going on is an act of God? Is nature? I don't think so. It makes absolutely no sense, right? So that being said, what's the easiest way to get to people? Everybody knows that they're trying to jab us, and that's not the easiest way because people are like, nah, I'm not messing with that. That's not the easiest way to get us. Killing us, that's not the easiest way. To come and shoot everybody, that's not going to work. Sterilizing these young girls when they go into the doctor's office, that's not the easiest way. What's the easiest way? To get into our food supplies, right?
And Bill Gates owns most of that now. Wow.
Of course. And paying farmers to use those GMO seeds, those genetically modified seeds, which again, our body is going to treat as a foreign body. If your body is constantly fighting, there is no room for healing. Right? Our body is never, ever going to be able to heal. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages from a bubble. But yeah, so that being said, that's the easiest way to get to us. So why wouldn't they attack us in that way, right? While all of this is going on, who do you see coming out with saying, okay, we've introduced this new healthier meal, you know, at our restaurant, we're going to do this. They're not doing that. They're getting celebrities now to make meals at these fast food restaurants to entice you even more, right? To have our children. Now they're updating all these. Before McDonald's, when I was little, they had McDonald's Happy Meals. And then they went to the bags, which were less appealing to the children. Now they're back to Happy Meals. They got the dope toys. They're putting everything in there, further enticing the children to want to go there and eat that stuff, right? You go into the grocery store, you see Dunkin' Donuts cereal and all these cereal, cupcake cereal with sprinkles and all of this stuff. That is the easiest way to get to us. And they're going to continue to do that. But if we don't talk about it, if we don't bring this information to the forefront and have these conversations and help to educate each other, we're going to be left in the dark. And our children are going to continue to die. Our family members are going to continue to die, and so are we, because we're dying from a lack of knowledge, right? So,
yeah. So, and another thing, and you know, all this stuff about organic, gluten-free, all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Well, how does that play into effect? Because I think all that shit is a scam too most of the time. But how can we separate the scams from the real from the fake?
I think that's an excellent question. At the end of the day, to be honest with you, the only way that you're going to know with 100% certainty is if you're growing it yourself. But there are things that we can look at just to make sure that we're not getting the most harmful things. Anything that says seedless, I don't care if it's said organic. We know that anything that does not have a seed cannot produce. A man who does not have a seed cannot procreate and produce another child, right? So seedless watermelons. If the watermelon is seedless, how the heck do you make the next watermelon? Where did it come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from? It came from your lab? Where did
Mm-hmm.
seedless grapes come from? There's no seed. How does it procreate? How does it make another one, right? So anything that says seedless, we need to stay away from. Anything that is white already lets you know that there is no nutritional value in me. So anything that says seedless, we need to stay away from. Anything that is white already lets you know that there is no nutritional value in me. Cauliflower, regular flour, sugar, there's no nutritional value in anything that is white. The color is going to represent the type of minerals, the type of benefits that are in there. Greens, dandelion greens, romaine lettuce, all of your greens, those are your energy. That's your energy. That's your iron, right? All the reds, that's your blood. That's your circulation, right? The yellows, the oranges, that's your lymphatic system. That's going to help your body to flush out the toxins and harmful chemicals in your body. White, well, what do you do? Nothing. There's nothing. When you get
cocaine is no good, people.
Listen, when you're in school, and your teacher says draw a picture, you ask for the white paper because it's a blank slate, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a blank palette. You're like, okay, I can put whatever I want on here, and that's how it is when it comes to the food. Like a lot of people, eat some cauliflower. Why? It's not gonna do anything for me. So when you go in the grocery store, you're gonna look at what we call PLU codes. Those are little stickers that are on the fruit. So on average, for 9 times out of 10, you're going to see the number that starts with the number, ones that start with the number 4. That means that it's like locally harvested, it's not so GMO. It's not bad. Somebody just grew it. He didn't really use a lot of pesticides or whatever the case may be. It's the best you're going to find. But the one that you want, if you ever find anything with the number 9 on it, starting with the number 9, that's going to be the highest. It was not any pesticide, no pesticides, no GMO seeds. All the seeds were 100% natural, no sprays, no chemicals. It was not within a 20-mile radius of a farm that used sprays or chemicals. So if you see anything with the number 9 on it, you want that, and you can expect that is going to rot within 2 to 3 days because it's all natural. You save those seeds and you plant those seeds, or you put those seeds in some water, but you better save those because those are hard to come by. Those are the ones that they're taking off the shelf. Those are the ones that they don't want us to have anymore. So that's what you have to look for in the grocery store. Stay away from anything organic. That's just another word. That's just some BS. Don't worry about that. Look at the PLU codes. If you see something with a number 9 on that sticker, get it. Next one is, if you don't see a number 9, you're just going to have to go with the 4s. Leave those 8s alone. Leave those 6s alone. Leave that stuff alone. Okay? And if anybody's offering you something free, leave that alone too if the sticker's not right on it. So,
that's right. Despise the free lunch. 48 laws of power. So, Dr. Grace, man, we got to get highly dysfunctional, man, for these ladies out here. Ladies always want, what's up with this pineapple juice? I met one lady, she was taking a bath in the pineapple juice. So, what's up? What helps that punani?
So,
what's up? What helps that punani?
So, pineapple juice is highly acidic. So, if you're using that and you're trying to bust down a pineapple because you think it's going, or any type of fruit because you think it's going to make your coochie taste good, smell good, whatever the case may be, it might for 24 hours. But after that acid starts to form, then you're going to be smelling like death, right? We have to understand that everything that goes in is not meant to be in, right? We talk a lot about on my lives. We talk about the women who want to go, who want to be impressed by the guys, right? The women who are like, oh, I want some shrimp, I want some lobster, I want some Henny, and the guys are like, yo, I gotta take her out. This is what I gotta do because That's what women like. But we don't realize that, again, our body treats this as foreign bodies, right? And within the next 24 hours, when you're trying to get some, now you're looking at her like, yo, why her pussy smell like that? And it smells like that because
you fed her all of this rotting flesh, right?
you fed her all of this stank seafood that is now being expelled through her vagina. And you're going to be mad at her, but no, you're going to be mad at her because her Gucci stank, but you did that.
Time out, Doc. File on the play. Now, and this is good too, because I don't want to take these hoes out, take these hoes out for no seafood anyway. So, listen, now you hoes don't care, man. Because when they shit stink, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't care.
So, they be in the strip club everywhere. They just throwing that piece around, man. You know it smell like you smell that. But anyway, so you mean to tell me seafood helps that down there?
No, it makes it worse. It makes it worse. You are what you eat. And just because you sat there and you ate that today, it's not over. The shelf life is still going. It's still going to rot inside of you. And it has to come out some way. And a lot of times the guy will go down there and he won't even smell nothing. But once he penetrates, once he put that in there and pull it out, it's like
and that kickback?
Yes. He'll go down there and he won't even smell nothing. But once he penetrates, once he put that in there and pull it out, it's like
that kickback?
Yes. And you know what? That's the same thing with the liquor. That's the same thing. And they be out here in the club and they be throwing it back, and your pussy smell, it's like acid. You got a whole funk box going on and you wondering why you got yeast infection, bacterial infections, and all of this stuff, but you still want to go get seafood so you can take pictures and be cute on Instagram for your friends. Meanwhile, your coochie stink. And then
shout out to the real.
The niggas is not going to tell you that. They're going to tell their boys that you stink. That's who they telling you stink. But you walking around here stuffing tampons in there so nobody smell it. Still going over here to eat the same shit. You can't do that. You can't do that.
So what helps down there though? You said pineapple juice. What helps down there? You got detoxes. You got people
what you have
steaming pussy now.
If you want your vagina to be clean, if you want your body, because all of that is toxins in your body, drink some water, eat some fruit, eat fruit that is high in water content, watermelon, cucumbers, things of that nature. These things are going to be really, really good for your body to help it flush. You want it to flush the bacteria out. You don't want the bacteria to sit there and continue to grow, because guys is getting yeast infections too. You messing with these dirty holes or girls that you think are good, and y'all are getting yeast infections too. Your dick is all peeling and stuff, itching and whatnot, and y'all don't even understand what's going on. And we too young. Come on. There's too much information out here for us to be going through that.
So how can we help? What can help us?
I just told you. Start eating some fruit. Eat you some fruit.
I'm talking about as far as herbs. Any herbs, fruits. What else? What not to eat? What can help us? What to stay away from? You said seafood is bad. What else?
Seafood is bad. Meat is bad. Dairy is bad. I know it's difficult. Seafood is bad. Meat is bad. Dairy is bad. I know it's difficult and it's a blanket. It's so broad. And it's like, yo, stop eating meat. But people have been eating meat for so long. So take baby steps, right? Maybe if you eat beef or chicken 5 days a week, maybe this week eat it 4 days a week. Stop eating all of that sugar. Stop drinking coffee every day. Stop waking up drinking soda. Stop eating all of that sugar. Stop drinking coffee every day. Stop waking up drinking soda. When you wake up in the morning, our body does its heaviest detox when we're asleep. So when we wake up, you notice that your urine is dark. And our urine is dark because while we're resting, our body is detoxing. So we wake up, that's all the toxins and chemicals coming out. So when you wake up in the morning, drink a bottle of water. Help your body with that detox that is last. Don't put acid on top of acid and drink coffee, right? Don't wake up and just start drinking juice. Don't wake up and get all the fast food. You got to give your body what it needs, and your body needs to cleanse. If not, you're going to keep smelling like a hot box. That's what's going to keep happening. You're going to have to keep wearing panty liners because you got yellow and oozy green clumpy shit coming out your vagina. So drink water. Try your best to start consuming less. Drink water. Try your best to start consuming less and less of this meat, because we have to remember that the FDA approved green slime. And what green slime allows them to do is keep beef and any other type of meat on the shelf for 2 weeks. And once it starts turning brown, they're allowed to take it in the back with this green slime, which is what they named it, mix it and turn it red again and extend it for another 3 weeks. Okay? All it is covering it up. And you're eating all of this decaying, rotting stuff, and your body does not know how to process that. So your body is going to keep fighting it. Right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So the herbs that we can take for that, there's an herb that I like for vaginal health and for the men's health. It's called Por de Arco. That's really, really good for as an antibacterial, antiviral for any yeast or candida that you may have in the vagina or, you know, or your dick. So but you don't want that. You don't want to be walking around here itching, burning when you pee and everything. You know, just leave that. You don't have to live like that. It's okay. Stop stunting for Instagram. You stunting for Instagram. You got this. You stunting for Instagram. You got this nigga hype because he about to take you out. He think he about to get something. You come home and he give you that. Yo, you fucking gonna get punched dead in the forehead. Because I know the niggas I know is not playing that. So, you know, we definitely want to make sure that.
So let me ask you something. So what about certified meat versus non-certified meat?
The certified meat just means that we paid a little extra to get a stamp on here. Next.
So,
next question.
Oh, there's that.
Next question, please.
And what about, let's talk about some chemicals that we put in our hair.
Well, we need
the
to talk
chemicals,
about
what kind of stuff that we use on our body, our hair. What about the Colgate, the toothpaste?
All right, so you know, the skin is the largest organ that we have on our body, so we want to make sure that we don't clog up our pores. A lot of men that have receding hairlines, male pattern baldness, females who don't have any edges, things of that nature, regardless of why it came out. It could be because you kept cutting your hair back, or you kept wearing these weaves and braids, and now it's out. But when you're putting all of these greases, grease is something we always used to use. That's the whole slave thing. Grease is not good for your hair. It clogs your pores and your scalp needs to breathe. It's not good for your skin. Your skin needs to breathe. Our people came from areas originally where the sun was abundant, where we didn't have to wear all these clothes and cover up the largest organ on our bodies. The sun speaks to us. The sun electrifies our bodies, right? And when you're losing the hair on your head, it's because you have a lack of blood flow. You have a lack of oxygen to your pores. So what we like to do is, if you're having issues with, again, male pattern baldness, psoriasis in your scalp, eczema on your skin, there are things that you can use. You can use shea butter. Shea butter is really excellent for that. You can use botana oil. Stay away from the black soap. You can use,
Why stay away from the black soap?
Black soap.
I thought that was a thing.
Black soap is highly acidic. You'll notice that if you take black soap and you put it on your skin, and you put it on your skin for longer than 2 minutes, your skin is going to burn. It's going to become inflamed because it's heavily acidic. And I have a rule of thumb. If I can't put it in my mouth, I'm not putting it on my body. If I can't put it in my body, it's not going on my body. So all of the oils that I use are things that I can swallow with no problem, right? That's how it should be. So why would you put it on your skin if you can't put it in your skin? And that's the same thing even when it comes to condoms, right? A lot of us don't realize that all these spermicides and lubrications, that's not good for us. And she'd be like, you're the only one I was with. I don't know how I got this infection. Because your body is trying to fight off this spermicide because it's a foreign body. You understand what I'm saying? Your body's trying to fight it off. That could have been the only man you with, but he gonna be like, listen, when I met you, you ain't smell like this. Now you smelling like this. When I met you, that stuff wasn't coming out. Now it is. Because that lubrication is throwing off her pH balance because it's not natural, right? So, and again, it can throw off the guys as well. That stuff is not natural to your skin. You sucking all of that into your pores. A lot of men have discoloration on their dicks. That stuff used to scare me. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot.
Yeah, you just staring at discoloration, Doc?
Right? You got discoloration, and you know, a lot of guys get jock itch, and they'd be like, oh, it's because I was sweating. Sweating is natural. You're supposed to sweat. But it's when you sweat, what are you sweating off? You're sweating off those chemicals from that bullshit soap. You're sweating off whatever oils you put on your body after you got out the shower, whatever powder you put on there, clogging up your pores to stay dry in the summer. Now you're going to play basketball. All that stuff is sweating. Now you over here scratching it. So I don't know. It's that bitch over there I was with. She had to stay the coochie because she ate the crabs. No, it's the stuff that you're using. You know what I'm saying? So, we gotta, you know, we just have to continue to learn. It's a continuous process of unlearning and relearning. We're always going to be unlearning and relearning something new. And as long as we're open, we don't have to agree with everything, but as long as we're open to hearing the facts, I think we're gonna be all right, man. We're gonna be good.
So what are the good natural products for the body?
Let me get my paper. Okay.
No, I gotta, people ask questions, I gotta ask you.
Okay.
They want to know. So whatever comes on the screen. So what are good natural products?
Say it again.
What are some good natural products for the body?
Okay. Good natural products for your body. Of course, I'm going to plug you to mine because my products are 100% natural. They're all alkaline, which means that they are going to allow oxygen to get to your skin. They are breathable. They're going to assist you with blood flow. When I just recently started coming out with skincare products, but the reason that I came out with them is because I felt like there were so many things that had hidden ingredients in it, right? You know, things are supposed, you know, they'd be like, oh, Dove is so soft for a baby skin, it's so good. But what's allowing it to keep that form, right? What's giving it that fragrance? There's something else in there that's not natural. And it was like, I'm tired of guessing. So now we're making things that are for the purpose of healing, right? Not the purpose of making you feel good. We don't want to suppress the symptoms. We don't want your pimples to just go away. Whatever it is that's causing that, we want that out of your body, right?
Right.
So, check out my products, check out my natural products. But like I said, shea butter is excellent for your skin and hair. Toothpaste, stay away from that over-the-counter toothpaste. That fluoride is not good for your teeth. It's not good for your gums. It can cause lesions. It can cause oral cancer. You don't want that stuff. Get you some activated charcoal. Put some put some cloves in there. Put some ginger. It's great for teeth whitening, inflammation, all of that. You don't want
Ginger's good for teeth whitening?
Ginger is good for the inflammation. The activated charcoal is good for the teeth whitening. A lot of us have swollen, inflamed gums, and we don't even know why our gums are inflamed. Like myself personally, you know, having children throughout my life and not really taking care of my oral health. Like there's a lot of things that I neglected that I now know, oh my gosh, like this, a lot of this stuff could have been prevented. We don't have to go through this stuff, you know? So we have to really just, again, start taking care of ourselves from the inside out. And water. We don't realize how much drinking water will change our life. You can keep eating the same crap you're eating. Drink a gallon of water in a day and you will notice a hell of a difference in the way that you feel, the things that you're eating in that day, how much of it that you're consuming, your bowel movements. You will see that your body is starting to clear out. Your skin is becoming hydrated. Natural skin, dry skin is not a natural thing. Dry skin lets you know that your body is thirsty and it's telling you, listen to me, I'm not hydrated. Give me some damn water. You know what I mean? But we don't do that. We drink soda and juice and everything else. Give your body what it's asking for. Give it the water. So
yeah, because I definitely got to ask, because I know you want, those got products for you, and there's some people, they got unhealthy, healthy people like myself. And, you know, so that's what I want to know. When you're going to go into those stores and you're going to take those risks with different products and different things, are there any products that are even, that they are safer than others?
So, you know,
of the name brands.
Ronald just asked the question, and he said, what waters are the best? So we can talk about that right there, right? So the waters, like I said in the top of the video, you want to stay away from waters that tell you they are alkaline waters, waters that tell you what the pH level is, because that means that they went into a lab. These waters are infused with artificial chemicals, which is how they're able to know what the pH is in advance. You want natural spring water. That natural spring water comes off the rock and you get its natural minerals. So great natural spring water is Deer Park water, Crystal Geyser, Mountain Valley, Aquapana, Fiji water. Y'all help me in the comments. I think that is it. Zephyr's water is really good. If I'm unable to locate this water, I'll get the store brand natural spring water. But I'm definitely staying away from purified water because that's just faucet water. I'm staying away from the distilled water because I don't know it like that. I don't mess with the distilled water. but I'm going to stay with the natural spring water. So those are the waters that, you know, we're going to stick with. Polish spring is a no-no. We stay away from that. Yes, you can always go to a spring. There's a website called Find a Spring, and it lets you know where the natural springs are in your area, and you can get a gallon and just go in there and fill it up, and you'll get the natural water. And it hits different. It hits way different when you drink water that your body understands. And for so long, we've been destroying our bodies that once we get that good water in our bodies, we're going to feel totally different. But I do talk about building the immune system. I don't know if that's one of the questions. Your eyes are red.
Yeah, I believe in the herbal lifestyle. Continue what you're saying.
I hate you. I wanted to talk about building our immune system because right now, this is what we are right now. We got the haves and the have-nots, everybody fighting each other. You know, you need to get this. And they like, you stupid because you got it. So we going through all of that right now. But it's important to understand that when this stuff came out and they were saying stuff like, oh, you know, it's bad for people who have pre-existing conditions, I want everybody on this live to know you are people. We all have pre-existing conditions, okay? We've all been fed formula, or we've all been growing up on candy, eating hot dogs, going to the ice cream truck. We all have pre-existing conditions. They just haven't manifested itself yet. So this is for all of us, okay? We're not talking about the old people who've been diagnosed with diabetes and lupus. We're not talking about them. We all got pre-existing. So it's important that we understand how we can build up our immunity because we've been treating our bodies like shit for so long, unbeknownst to us. We thought we was doing the right thing. But let's talk about different herbs that we can do again. We're talking about water is great. Key lime in your water is an excellent way to detox your body, and it's inexpensive. Key limes are the size of about a quarter. Key limes are not big and fat. The big fat green limes are hybrid. And hybrid just means that they are natural to the earth. When the earth was made, however you believe the earth came, God, the Big Bang, however you believe it happened, when this did happen, those were not here. That's what hybrid fruits and plants and all of that are. Things that are not natural to the earth. So we want only the things that are natural. Everything natural has a seed in it. Key limes are very, very small. You can squeeze it into your natural spring water, and it's going to help you to flush toxins and heavy metals out. Building your immune system, go outside, get in the sun. Allow your body to flush. Allow it to flush all the toxins out. Allow it to sweat. Go in your bathroom. Turn the hot water on to get that steam. Allow your body to sweat. There are herbs. You can consume elderberries. Elderberries are amazing. That is my number one for building immunity, okay? And 24 to 48 hours, it will literally rebuild your immune system, okay? Elderberries. Elderberries, elderberries, elderberries. You have to have elderberries, especially right now. You give it to the babies, you give it to somebody pregnant, you take it, you give it to your grandma, your auntie. Elderberries. You have to have elderberries. Also, for your lungs, right? A lot of us have mucus on our lungs. A lot of us have issues with breathing because of the chemtrails in the air or from smoking a lot of weed when we were young or whatever, being at the hookah lounge, who knows? Just this nasty air that we're in, right? So for our lungs, there's an herb. It's called mullein. Mullein is excellent for our lungs. It's going to help you expel a lot of the mucus from your lungs. I noticed that when I was taking mullein and I would sneeze, I would get black tar coming out of my nose. It's very important that we do that. And for those of you who are still smoking, whether it be weed, crack, cigarettes, hookah, make sure that when you finish smoking, you take some tissue and you wipe the inside of your nostrils and you will see the black soot in your nose. Get that shit out of there because that stuff can later on down the line go into your pores and form cancer. Wipe that out of your nose. You cannot have your nasal passages full with that because we just let the smoke go up. Won't pay any attention. It just goes everywhere. Wipe that soot out of your nose. It's so important that we do that. So elderberry's good. Mullein is good. Ginger is good. It's an excellent anti-inflammatory, as is cloves or as are cloves. We want cloves as well. These are the things that are going to build our immune system. We don't need a ton of herbs. We just need to drink this every day. Drink you some elderberry, mullein, and ginger every day, and you are good. During the pandemic last year, I was out here reckless. I worked in a hospital. I was a hospital administrator. I was around patients every day with COVID, no mask, okay? I was out here reckless. We was in the streets like nothing. Nothing happened to me. I kept my immune system up, and I made sure that I was flushing the way I should with water and key lime. That was like $3. And everybody
Real quick,
always the budget.
yo, Doc, real quick, what about erectile dysfunction for the people that have it? Yeah, we only got
That's
four
one
more.
of the
We
things
got
that I
4
did want
minutes
to talk.
left.
It's almost like you got my list right here of things that I wanted to talk about. Erectile dysfunction for the men. I do have a capsule for that. It's called Men's Powerhouse. It helps with erectile dysfunction. It helps with y'all that's coming too fast. It's crazy because
And to let y'all know, I started my regimen of.
how did you like it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm a powerhouse, period. But I guess it's working.
So it's not just for that. You know, it helps you with stamina and endurance, sexually, playing basketball, just staying up, you know, having a little bit more energy. It helps with muscle retention. It helps with focusing. So it's everything men, right? And, you know, we have to look at erectile dysfunction. And this is for everything. Everything that we've talked about today, every single thing goes back to the stuff that we've been consuming all of our lives and really just flushing our system and starting to refuel ourselves with good things that are good for our bodies. Erectile dysfunction, 90% of the men who have erectile dysfunction are between the ages of 25 and 35. Most of those guys, y'all can't get y'all dick up. And then when you can, it's only lasting for a good 3 to 4 strokes. Stop fucking with us. Don't get us all excited and then that's all you have. That's not fair. What you're doing ain't right.
Ain't nothing wrong with a good 3 strokes.
That's wrong. It's not right. It's not right what you're doing. Got my expectations up here and you falling extra short, right? That ain't right. But the thing about it is a lot of those guys are out here in the club constantly drinking liquor, right? They smoking. And listen, if that's your preference, that's fine. But go home and drink some water. Flush it out of your body because when it sits there and it festers, it has the ability to change, right? To change to change your chemistry, your body's chemistry, right? So now that you want to be like this, the blood can't flow there because it's backed up with all the toxins from your alcohol. It's backed up with all the toxins from your burger. It's not getting there strong. It's not getting there. So it's important that, you know, these simple flushes, drink water. Listen, I appreciate everybody that came on. Visit me at honesthearthstore.com. Shout out to Highly Dysfunctional for having me on. Shout out to the Real. We coming back, man. We coming back. I appreciate
it. We definitely coming back.
This is dope, yo. The vibes is dope. I love you. Shout.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you too.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Talk to you soon because I need some stuff. I need some help. You know, open my eyes. You know, help my life. You know, have me researching. So you got my business. We're going to be talking in a few minutes.
All right. Holla.
Shout out to the Real Highly Dysfunctional, Dr. Grace, Honest Herb Store. Make sure you check in. Make sure you check her out for everything healthy, everything good, and all the good advice in the world. Shout out to the Real. It's beautiful talking to you, baby.
Right.